Oh, good morning. It's Monday. Isn't that awesome? So it's Monday morning and it's back to work for me. I played hooky from work on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Left work so Thursday. Thursday was my Friday. I was so confused. So I need my coffee. You guys are enjoying my first sip. Oh. So I didn't go to work on Friday. I instead went to Mount Vernon. My husband and I decided to take a 3-day trip and go see the tulips. I always want to go see the tulips. I wanted to go see the tulips since we've moved here, and that's been about 9 years. And yeah, so when you get the cancer, the cancer, all of a sudden it throws a lot of things back into perspective of what's important. Um, yeah, work is important to me. I enjoy work. I like going to work. I like the socialization of work. I like getting paid for working hard. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I look forward to it. I enjoy it. I'm glad it's Monday. I get to go back to work. So, but I like the people I work with and I like the work that I do. So if you don't, maybe you need to reevaluate that stuff. But um, my point is, um, we decided to go see the tulips finally. And so in Mount Vernon, Skagit Valley area of Washington, there's these couple of farms that grow tulips and daffodils. Daffodils first, then tulips. And it's acres and acres and acres of tulips. So it looks like Holland, and it's just rows of tulips. And I've always wanted to go, and I've seen the pictures. And every time, so Bloomsday is my big event that I'm going to run. I'm going to run. Whatever. I haven't even trained for it because the weather's still icky. It's raining again today. It's so sad. And I'm one of those weird people who doesn't, or maybe I'm one of the normal people who doesn't like to run in the rain and the ice and the snow. So, anyway, at least my cardio is getting good because I'm working out. But I'm not training for running, and there's a big difference. So we'll see how I do. But anyway, for my big run is the first Sunday of May. It's called Bloomsday, and every time I run that, I also see advertisements about how that's the last day of the Tulip Festival, and I never think about it until Bloomsday. And I'm always like, I wanted to go. Well, now I can't because that was the weekend of the big race, so I can't leave for that. So Keith and I decided that we would go, and we just decided we were going to go. That's it. So we're not going to put things off anymore that we want to do. I think that's important. And wherever you're at in your cancer journey, just know that when you get on the other side of it and you feel better, do all those things that you've always wanted to do. Don't put it off. You, of all people, now know life is too short, right? Life is too short. And even if you're in chemo and you're having that moment of feeling good, get outside, do something. Get outside, do something. Go see a movie that you haven't seen. Well, no, movie theaters are off during chemo. Sorry, I forget. They're cesspools of infection. But maybe go to a farmer's market or go hike an area that you've never hiked before or walk an area you've never walked before. Go have a cup of coffee with a friend that you haven't caught up with for 2 years, but you're finally feeling well enough to have a cup of coffee for an hour with a friend. Go do that. Go do that. Don't put it off. Don't put it off. Our problem is we finally decided to do it, and the only weekend we could do it was the first weekend of April. But they kept saying, "Oh yeah, no problem, no problem." Well, we've had a very cold and wet and long winter, so that means on the other side of the state they have as well. So not all of them bloomed, but there were enough to make me happy. I love tulips. I Tulips are my favorite flower. Besides, I like daisies and sunflowers. Happy flowers, right? This is the thing about tulips. They look beautiful. Like from a distance, you see them and they just look perfect. They're fully sculpted. They have um, these beautiful, bright colors, and they're always standing up straight, and they're just, I love them. So, like, I'm not a big fan of roses, but I like roses when they're like rose buds before they bloom, and I think that's because they look more similar to a tulip to me. So, I think so, but the colors, the vibrant colors, and they just look so perfect. They look perfect on the outside, right? Then you get up closer and you see that the leaves are sometimes tattered on the edges, or sometimes brown on the edges. They're crispy. You look at the petals and you can see that there's some damage to it, maybe some bugs or whatever, but they have a hardy, hardy stem. Always have a strong and hardy stem. That's me. That's me. That's you fighting in your cancer. Okay? We can look perfect from a distance. Okay? People, like right now, I'm out. I'm 1 year cancer free. And people are like, oh my gosh, she's doing so well. She's like the perfect candidate to show what to go through chemotherapy looks like. And, I've heard that even from my doctors. They're like, you should be the chemotherapy poster girl. That's an honor to hear that. It really is. The reality is, I may look strong on the outside, and I may look like I have it together. I wouldn't say perfect. Nobody ever looks at me and says, oh, she's perfect. But I do look strong and steady on the outside because I am working out, and because I'm being confident, and because I'm going out there, and because I'm pretending that everything's okay. And that's the whole that's how life is. You get to that point where you just want to trick your mind into thinking everything's okay. But when you get closer, you realize, well, hey, I've got scars that are never going to go away, and they're huge scars that, thankfully I'm in a very committed relationship with my husband, so I don't have to worry about strangers, seeing those scars. But it'd be really hard if you were dating and, I don't know how you would do it, because you have that permanent damage. I've got permanent damage down below. I've got stretch marks, and I've got track marks from all the needles poked in me. And but I am stronger. I am stronger. I have that strong, sturdy core of a stem that is holding me upright and forcing me up to look for the sun. And that is what I love about tulips. They look perfect they just look, even when you get closer, you see perfection, and then you get to know them and you get to see them and you realize it's not. But they're still beautiful. They're beautiful and they're strong, just like you. So, wow, that was way deeper than I intended to go. I wanted to share with you about how much fun it was to see the tulips and the dandelions, and a friend of mine that I haven't seen for a couple years saw that I was in town, so she just invited herself along, and it was wonderful. And yeah, it rained, and the sun finally came out the last day, and now I'm home, and it's raining here again, but it's okay, because I had that little bit of a break. And coffee is good, and it's so funny, because I worked out today, and this is a good thing, because I haven't worked out in the mornings for a while. And I know I always feel better and have a better perspective for work. Plus, I reward myself. I say if I get up and work out, I can have coffee. Granted, sometimes I have coffee first and then work out. But I'm trying to force myself into making sure I'm developing good habits. So if I have to entice myself with my coffee and reward myself with it, well, then so be it. So, anyway, I need the coffee. Anyway, so nice coffee, nice workout, nice coffee, nice hot shower, nice chat with you. So work is going. I did 4 days of work, and it was long and hard days. It's all right. Beachbody's going pretty good, and I'm getting ready to start another challenge with that, so I'm excited about that. And my girlfriend is going to co-host it with me, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Good morning. And coffee is good. Yes, we went and saw tulips and got away for a couple of days, and it was just a really nice getaway, because I don't know when the next time it will be. And I think it's snowing outside too. I'm a little sad about that. So anyway, happy Monday. May your coffee be hot like you and strong like you. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll catch up later. Bye.